So who is ISIS? Often called Al-Qaeda inspired or Al-Qaeda affiliated, this group seems to have become a rival jihadist network very quickly. With the very latest details, I'm joined by CCTV correspondent Nathan King.
Thanks, Susan. That's right, rival or even eclipsing Al-Qaeda right now. And the name says it all. The acronym ISIS stands for the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, or ISIL in the Levant, if you refer to Syria's colonial French name. Let's start, of course, with the leader, Iraqi Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Only two pictures of him available, one up on the screen. This is no Osama bin Laden, who enjoyed posing for photos and videos. Born in 1971, he claims to be the descendant of a prophet Muhammad, although he was thought to be an Islamic preacher at the time of the US invasion of Iraq back in 2003. He then formed an armed group in the Sunni heartland of eastern Iraq in 2005, captured by the US, spent 4 years in prison in southern Iraq. By 2010, though, he was free and able to take control of al-Qaeda in Iraq. But it was in the vacuum left by the Syrian civil war that gave rise to ISIS we know today, fueled by an estimated 12,000 foreign fighters flooding into Syria. The group won recruits by being bolder than other jihadi groups like the Nusra Front and even Al-Qaeda. But ISIS's extreme methods meant a split with Al-Qaeda, and they murdered many rivals and their families. They basically, their ultimate goal, as many jihadist groups, is the creation of a Sunni Muslim state that stretches across old national boundaries and imposes strict Islamic law, a caliphate state.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty violent group. How has it been able to gain so much ground so quickly?
Yeah, despite its image, ISIS has been very pragmatic on the ground. Let's look at the swathe of territory it controls or have influence over right now. It stretches from the northern Syrian city of Aleppo to the outskirts of the Iraqi capital, Baghdad. This is not the sort of territory you control with just a few thousand fighters. So part of the story of how it moves so swiftly through eastern and northern Iraq is its ability to do deals with the Sunni tribes that dominate the region. There are also reports that Ba'athist, the former party of leader Saddam Hussein, who of course was deposed by the Americans, have joined in the offensives. ISIS also plays on the unpopularity of the Iraqi government, which of course has yet to be fully formed after the re-election of Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, and he is a Shiite, and Shiites dominate the politics of Baghdad so far, and the Sunnis feel excluded.
Can they be stopped at this point?
Well, you'd think that they might be stopped by the Iraqi military, which after the US left had $14 billion given it to it by the US, and of course years and years of training. As we mentioned at the outset, it does look like there is a counter-offensive by the Iraqi army. But the US has also said that it's monitoring the situation and that no options are off the table, although, as you know, US President Barack Obama wants the end of the war in Iraq and doesn't want to necessarily get it back involved in the fighting on the ground. So really it's a political solution. Remember, the Shiite-dominated government is only one of the major groups in Iraq. So if they can somehow bridge the divide with the Sunni community, then maybe jihadist groups like ISIS, which not many normal people in Iraq want on their doorstep, can be pushed back. But a frightening thought.
Sure is. Nathan King with the very latest on this.